This video is made to understand the concept of function, types of function. After gone through this video, you will solve the question of 3 marks which is asked in the examination from this topic. In this video, you understand some built-in function. So let us start with the advantages of function, why we use function, why function is important in Python programming. The number one first advantage of function is reusability of code. Reusability of code means कि once we have written the code of function, after that we will only use that function. We need not to again write the same code. We need not to write the code for that function. Whenever we are required that function, we can call this function. In this way, we will say reusability of code is the greater advantage of function. Another advantages of function is manageability. Manageability means to manage the functions in the programs are very easy, because somehow we are making the smaller size of our program by making the functions. Functions reduce the size of the program so that it is very easy to manage the function. Another advantage is easy debugging. Debugging means remove the error. When we use the function in our program, it will very easy for us to remove the error. That means very easy to find the error of the program. And efficiency of the program can be increased by making the functions in our program. Now we will see the definition of function. A function is a named independent section of Python code. Independent section of Python code means collection of Python code that is different than program, means it is a separate entity within the program that perform a specific task. For that purpose we make this program, and optionally this function return a value to the calling program. It means sometimes function return the value and sometimes function not return the value. So this is the definition of the function, and now we will see the different types of functions. So basically there are two categories of function. Number one is predefined functions. These are available in Python like input function, len function, random function. In this video we will see the different built-in function. Predefined function is also called built-in function. So we will understand these functions and their working of. And another type of function is user-defined function. User-defined function means functions that programmers create. Means suppose we are programmer, we create our own function. This is called user-defined function. We create this function for some specialized task like calculating the area, circumference, any task which we want. For that we create our own function. So let us start with first built-in function, input function. This function enables us to accept an input string from the user. We have already used this function in class 11th when we learned how to make the programs. Once again we are recalling this, how to write the function. See by example 1 in this slide. name is equal to input, enter your name. So this is input function here. So whatever the string we insert here, that will be stored in name function with the help of this input function. One more example I have written here in this line. Price is equal to int input, enter price. User will insert any integer value here, and that value is stored in price variable. And one more function int is used here, that is used to convert the string value into integer value. I think input function is clear to you. Now I am going to the next function, that is called rand range function. This function is very important for exam point of view also, because a 3-mark question is asked from this function, rand range function. So we will see what is rand range function. This function generates a random integer number between its lower limit and upper limit. Carefully see this line, between its lower limit and upper limit. Means lower limit and upper limit is not included here. The value between this lower limit and upper limit. Okay, and by default the lower limit is 0. We can better understand with the help of these examples. So see this, the first line of this code is import random. Import random means we are importing random module. This random is a module. Okay, and random function is defined in this random module. That is why we are calling this random, we are importing this random module. Second line, random dot rand range bracket open 1 comma 25. So from this random module we are importing, we are calling the rand range function, and we are passing 1 comma 20, these two parameters, lower limit and upper limit, as we have discussed in the definition of rand range function. The lower limit is 1 and upper limit is 25. So this function will return the value between 1 and 25. 1 and 25 will be excluded. This is not included in this. So it may be either 2, 3, 4 up to 24, but 1 and 25 will not be the number given by rand range function. Another function, another example you see, random dot rand range 20. Here lower limit is not given, so don't be surprised. As I have already told you, by default the lower argument, lower limit is 0. So it means what is written here, 0 comma 20. We will assume that 0 comma 20. So 0 is lower limit and 20 is upper limit. So what number will be generated by rand range function? Definitely between 0 and 20. 0 and 20 will not be included, except 0 and 20 all number can come. For example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think you understood. Now let exercise of brain so that you will better understand. This type of question is asked in the examination also. See this question, import random, sub is equal to one list is given here. The item of the list is CS, physics, chemistry and math. And then in the third statement I have used here rand range function. Rn is equal to random dot rand range 3. Lower limit is not given here, only upper limit is given here 3. And print sub Rn. So we have to write the answer. What will be the answer of this question? So first we calculate, or you can say we will find what is the value, what will be the value of Rn. So according to this rand range function, 0 is lower limit and 3 is upper limit. So 0 and 3 will not be the number generated by rendering function. So what will be the number? Either 1 or 2. Okay. So print sub rn means either value of sub 1 or sub 2. If sub 1, then answer will be physics, and if sub 2, then answer will be chemistry. In the next slide, we will see the answer. See, this is the answer, either physics or chemistry. You got the point? Either physics in first position and chemistry in the second position. That is why the answer will be physics or chemistry. Now I am coming to the next important function. This is rand-int function. Sometimes the question is asked from rand-int function, or sometimes the question is asked from rand-range function. So both the function are very important for examination point of view. Now let us see what is rand-int function. This function generates a random integer number from its lower limit to upper limit. See, don't be confused here. In our previous example, rand-range function generates the number between its lower limit and upper limit. And in rand-int function, from its lower limit to upper limit. It means lower and upper limit is included in rand-int function. And in case of rand-range function, it was not included, it was excluded. So see this example so that your all doubts will be clear. We will discuss. Import random. We are importing random module. R is equal to random dot randint13. The lower limit is 1 and upper limit is 3. According to the randint function, 1 and 3 will be included. So which number is generated by randint function? 1, 2 and 3. If we in the print R statement, so what will be the value printed by this statement? Either 1 or 2 or 3. I hope all of you understood this. Now I am going to the next slide. Next function, that is random function. This is very similar to our both previous function. There is a slight difference. So let us see what is random function, because random is a function also and random is a module also. This function generate a random number from 0 to 1. No lower limit and no upper limit used in this function. That means it will not take any parameter. So all the value generated by this function is float value, but from 0 to 1. If we see this example, your all the doubts will be cleared. Import random. This is the module, and from this module random, we are calling the function random here, and in the bracket we are not writing any parameter. Why? Because the value generated by random function is between 0 and 1. In the print statement, what will be the value of R? So either 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 up to 1, right? I hope this video is very useful for you, and I hope all the children after gone through this video, their all the concept of built-in function is cleared, and I hope all of you will get 3 marks in the examination. Thank you and all the best.